Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Screwjob Podcast. I don't know what I'm doing this episode. I'm flummoxed. I don't know what I'm doing, so I decided I'm going to just do some talking and explain what's going to be going on with the podcast for the time being. And I thought, this is the only way I'm ever going to talk about this show or review it. Is by having it in the background. We're going to watch the main event of Fatal 4-Way 2010. It's the only Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view, because I guess the concept of a Fatal 4-Way at this time was so unique that it needed its own pay-per-view. Again, this was around the time that, like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and Elimination Chamber, they started becoming things, whereas, it's now stapled to a point on a calendar. Like TLC, Hell in a Cell, etc. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, watch our super old Hell in a Cell video. I believe it's our second episode ever, second or third episode of Hell in a Cell review from way back when, and that's in the top right hand corner. Just in case you feel like it. Yeah, no, this is just going to be mostly me explaining what's going on and what's happening in my life at the moment. But without further ado, I guess, we're going to go to Fatal 4-Way. You're going to start at the 2 hour, 5 minute, and 23 second mark. We have a nice little graphic for the Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view on our screen already. And this happened June 10th, or June 20th, rather, 2010, in somewhere. I'm going to find you a place where it happens soon. And we're going to watch the main event between, let me see, who's in this main event, between Sheamus, the champion John Cena, Edge, and Randy Orton. This is a Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Championship. And this happened in Uniondale, New York. Ooh, fancy. Excuse me. So without further ado, let's just get this going, I guess. Let's go with the 2 minute, 30 second marks when we're going to start this pay-per-view. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start your pay-per-view. Ring bell. Turn the volume up. It is for the WWE Championship. Now, I really don't care about the ring introductions. Here comes Randy. So, what's going on in my life? If I'm making a whole thing out of this, which I don't know what I'm going to title this thing yet. I'm recording it the Thursday before the upload date. If that tells you anything about, how rushed I am and how frazzled I've been recently. So, I'm not quitting the podcast. First of all, that's not this huge announcement. The podcast is staying. I'm just worried that I won't be getting episodes out on time sometimes because of my college schedule. I'm finishing my last semester at my community college now, and then I'm transferring to another school. So I'm expecting that to be a whole process that's going to be hard for me to keep going and have episodes come out when they're supposed to all the time. Hopefully everything works out fine in that department and we're all set. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Anything could happen where I might have to take breaks in between what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing Boy Scout related things in April next year, so I might miss WrestleMania, of all things. So that will be interesting if I miss that. What else is there? What else is going on? I've been tight for cash, to be honest with you. This podcast doesn't make a lot, but I enjoy doing it. That's why it keeps happening. If it was profitable, I'd be way happier. Let's be legit. But it isn't profitable, and I get it. It's fine. I'm still happy to do the show, and I like being able to express my wrestling opinions, and it's great seeing people leave comments, likes, seeing all the subscriptions, view time going up, everything like that. It's great. I love that. Edge, super intense for this match. I started seeing a girl, so that's interesting. That's break through. She doesn't want to be identified. I'm not going to identify her. But I'm very happy at the moment, and I'm going to try to make sure that that doesn't come in between me, my school, my family, my podcast, because I love all those things combined, and she is making me very happy right now, so I don't want to lose that. Here comes Big White Sheamus. Man, the old hair too and everything before he went full mohawk. Man, he's still massive. He somehow looks smaller now, but like Sheamus is a massive dude. I don't know what else is there. What else do I need to talk about? Yeah, I mentioned it a little bit, but like money problems, I've been having trouble with money, and that's a whole thing. I had to buy a $200 book by Wednesday. That's a whole thing. Then I'm transferring, and I'm gonna continue my education, and hopefully that doesn't mess with the podcast as much. I gotta do what I did this summer, and just crank out a bunch of episodes that are ready to go for the next couple of weeks. Not sure how many live streams I'm gonna be doing. To be honest, they don't do very well for me anyway, or they do. It's just, I don't know. It's always been troublesome every time I do a live stream, because on Facebook WWE always cracks down on me and stops me from recording, and on YouTube, which I recently did, the network wasn't responding with me, so it made it troublesome, so I just called it halfway through. And here comes Jimmy John Cena. His time is now. Your time is up. You can't see him. His time is now. What else? I'm super stressed out. I mean, it doesn't sound like it, I guess. I mean, this is how I normally talk in my stupid monotone voice that I hate. But I'm kind of stressed, I guess. Like, everything's been hitting me all at once. I'm unemployed. That's fun. I'm looking for a job, and again, that's going to affect the podcast, I'm sure. Hopefully it doesn't too majorly, but, anything could happen. And I'm going to do my best to keep this podcast going. It is one of my major priorities, but of course, my job hunt, my education, those are a little bit more important. Like, I'm a college student, and I do this for fun. I love the podcast. Trust me, I do. But I'm getting to a situation like Matt had, where there was too much school going on. It was getting in the way of the podcast. Like, if you want my opinion on that, check out in the top right-hand corner the This Wednesday in Massachusetts episode. The parody on This Tuesday in Texas. We're still doing introductions, by the way. The match hasn't started. I've just been rambling about my personal problems. That's pretty much what's going on right now. Unemployed. Just, like, holding on with any of my money, trying to continue my education, seeing a girl, so I'm happy about that. But that's pretty much it. Just my family's been a great backbone for me, I guess. They've been my support group, and I love them so much, and they actually do listen to the podcast, so hopefully when they hear me ramble on, they'll make it to 10 minutes and then turn it off, because I know they usually check it. And I'll tell them, hey, I talked about you guys in this episode, so that gets me the views. It's sucky. It's hard right now. The fact that I don't have a job and a steady income is troublesome. Very, very troublesome. It's stressing me out. I have college. It's my last semester at my school, and then I have to transfer to a new school and figure all that out. That's pretty much what's going on. If I haven't mentioned it before, I'm a history major, and I want to teach, so I might end up leaving my home state after completing college at another school, and try and teach there, right? And anything could happen. I'm just throwing out possibilities right now. I don't want to leave the state. I love the podcast. I'm not going to give it up anytime soon unless I legitimately have to because of something job-related or something controversial and stupid that I do. But I'm just an Eagle Scout trying to make my way in the world. And if you're hiring, send me an email. But one of the biggest... Oh, wow. Randy Orton and John Cena in the ring alone. Big surprise. It's going to be a great match. Wah, wah, wah. Gosh, they've fought so many times. But if you want to help me out in this way, what you can do is go to the Facebook and Twitter for the Screwjob Podcast. Like, subscribe, like, comment, so I know that people are actually, like, listening and enjoying the content. And like... God, if you're feeling so generous, go to Patreon and at least like look at the page, please. There's a lot of crap on there that I'm sure isn't going to work out, but I believe like $1 is just like it's a thank you note, and it means more to me than I can really express. John Cena going for an AA early, Randy Orton going for an RKO early, miss, and Randy hitting the back by Edge, and now Sheamus is beating up on Cena. I don't know, that's pretty much it, I guess. But like, if you do go on Patreon, you leave anything. It means more to me than I can express. If the podcast makes money, great. But what I'm really more concerned about what I'm really more interested in about is learning that like people actually do listen to the podcast and they enjoy it, and that fills me with more joy than I can explain, to be honest with you. Like, knowing that people listen to the podcast, and like I've been seeing comments recently on some videos, and it's like knowing that people actually listen to the podcast and enjoy it, it fills me with so much joy, and it makes me want to continue doing the podcast. Like, if no one was listening, and I'm 60 episodes in now, and absolutely no change has happened since like the first episode, I'd probably call it quits. But who knows? That's just the way it is sometimes. And I just want to thank everyone who listens. Now that I've gotten all of my rambling and crying out of the way, it's time to watch some wrestling. Now, Sheamus and Edge beating up on John Cena in the middle of the ring. I'm gonna turn it up for you. So why not? Big Sheamus hits. Edge trying to roll up on Sheamus. No good. And then we get cut back to some WWE locker room folks. Evan Bourne in there. New Heart Foundation. R-Truth was there. And this episode really just picked so I could talk. But like, this is a weird time in WWE. It's getting towards the end of the Ruthless Aggression era. John Cena. Big clubbing blow to Edge. It's a weird time. Like, who thought this was a good idea? There's nothing more uncreative than, like, sticking to the pay-per-view format, right? Where every pay-per-view has to have a gimmick, where it's like, hey, this one's the Hell in a Cell one, and this one's the Elimination Chamber one. Money in the Bank I kind of accept. But like, Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber, those are like big blow-off matches, and the fact that they're relegated to a point on a calendar kind of bothers me. Oh, come on, this is gonna be... Oh, okay, you're an idiot, Sheamus. What are you doing? That's how you get, like, put into a super-duper superplex. Where's Juan Cena? He's gonna come in. Edge going to the top rope. Crossbody on Sheamus. Randy Orton gets out of the way. And he breaks up the pin. Ooh, ah. Also, I believe this is before we get heel Michael Cole, so the world is happier. And you are right, Michael. The champion does have no advantage whatsoever. Ooh, nice basement dropkick to Sheamus. Randy Orton takes Edge out of the ring. He's not going to fly, though. He's thinking about it. He won't, because Cena's in the ring now. He's so methodical. Are we going to get vintage Orton? Nope, just superplex into the ring. Or suplex into the ring. Look at them veins pop. That means he's intense. Also, this is heel Orton. Orton's such a natural heel. I love it. Let's see. What else is going on this time in WWE that I want to talk about soon? In 2010, what's going on in WWE? The Nexus happened. That was a mess up and a half. That's its own thing. I was also thinking about reviewing a Scott Steiner match for this episode where I could talk, mostly because I just love Scott Steiner's insanity. But his WWE run, it's deserving of its own episode. Like, I've covered Goldberg in WWE, I want to cover Steiner. Because, like, that dude's a whack job. Sheamus big clubbing below to Randy Orton. Sheamus with his fluffy Fraggle Rock hair going right now. Cena fighting back. Super Cena activate. Also, yeah, this is the point where, like, the loudest "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants happen. Nice fisherman suplex, Cena. People don't give you credit, but you're a great wrestler. Going for the AA. Sheamus gets out. Irish curse backbreaker. Rah, 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 rah. That's only a 2 count. Come on, buddy. Don't be stupid. It's Juan Cena. Fun fact, when John Cena was kicked off of WWE by the Nexus, he was wrestling house shows as Juan Cena, wearing all of his John Cena gear and a purple and yellow mask. So, you know, there you go. Fun fact of the day, Juan Cena. If you want to see more John Cena content, which God knows I do, you can check out the WrestleMania 27 main event. That was the first WrestleMania I ever watched. How blessed am I? Oh, spear time. Nope. Spear into the corner by Edge. John Cena roll-up attempts. Only a 2 count. The action is getting hot and heavy and frenetic. Randy Orton looking for an RKO. Nope. Knocks him down. Now Randall going for vintage Orton. Oh yeah, he's also doing the punted this time, and I love the punt. Because I just like the idea of just running up and kicking someone directly in the skull. Oh, come on, John. What are you doing? You're just getting in... Yeah, you're getting in position for a double vintage Orton. Didn't make any sense of why he did that, but, you know, good job. Only a 2 count on Sheamus. He reaches the rope. Really? He didn't kick out on it on his own? He just went for the ropes? Okay. Edge, big boot to Orton. He's gonna go for a spear. His weak looking spear. He, like, hugs his opponent down. I don't get it. His setup's intense, though. I'll give him that. But, you know, everything else sucks about the spear. Alright, ready for it? He misses another spear. Shoulder tackle. Oh, John Cena activated his comeback mode. Time for the F5. Or, no, not the F5. FU. No. Hold up. 5-knuckle shuffle. Got it. I know my Cena. 5-knuckle shuffle into formerly known as the FU. 5-knuckle shuffle. Here comes Randy. Going for an RKO. Ooh, the backbreaker. How do you not hit... When he does a backbreaker like that, how do you... Nice power slam. Classic Gordon. How do you not attack the neck, Michael Cole, when he does a backbreaker where he grabs someone behind the neck and pulls him back? Like, that's just stupid. Randy going for Edge. Watch out. Big boot from Sheamus. He misses. RKO. Come on. Nope. Orton thrown out of the ring. We're going to get an RKO in this match. It's just like it's part of his contract. So when is it going to come out of nowhere? That's my question. Everyone loves a good old case of RKO out of nowhere. John Cena, pull up your pants, buddy. Your butt's hanging out. You don't want people seeing your undies, buddy. Cena throwing Sheamus over the top rope. Now it's Cena and Edge. Kick to Edge, punch to Edge. Cena on fire. Picking up Sheamus. Randy Orton pulling Sheamus off the top. Or off of the, what's it called? Can't remember the word. Apron. And the inertia, according to Matt Striker, just injured, shoulder tackle to Randy. The inertia injured John Cena's neck some more. Drop toe hold into the STF. Formerly the STFU. But, it could help if you locked it in more, John. Look up the Regal Stretch, everybody, or, literally any other STF. Samoa Joe's is great also. But, come on, bro. Oh, and buffering. We can't get lucky on anything, can we? Alright, okay. Here we go, back to not buffering. Cool. I love it when it does that when I'm recording. Come on, Edge. He's just, putting his weight on you. You can reach, buddy. Just hold on. Doesn't look very painful. Especially when he doesn't lock it in properly. Everyone gives Cena crap for not locking in the STF properly. But, if he locked it in properly, crap wouldn't be given to him. Look up the Regal Stretch, legitimately. William Regal just, pulls a dude. Pulls his arm all the way back and locks it in. It's great. Legitimately, it looks like he's trying to tear someone's arm off when he does the Regal Stretch. It's great. William Regal, one of my favorite wrestlers, by the way. Very underrated. He's one of those guys who's in the conversation for greatest wrestler to never win a world title. Legitimately. He was such a great heel. He's a great GM for NXT. He's the best authority figure in wrestling, probably, because he doesn't let his ego... The character doesn't have the ego that, other authority figures have. It's good to have a nice face GM, or face authority figure. Only a 2 count for Sheamus onto Edge. Here comes Randy. Randy just punched right in the noggin. Sheamus having his way with folk. Cena not to the outside. He went round the outside. Now it's Sheamus and Edge. So I don't know who pins who for this match, but I do remember the winner. And Edge hitting Sheamus. Well, I was double checking my facts. Here comes Cena out of nowhere. Randy Orton in RKO position. It more or less came out of nowhere, I guess. Sheamus attacking the ref. No DQ. Good idea. Good job, Sheamus. Apologize at least, bro. You good, bro? Watch out. Edge is in the foreground. Or the background. He's lurking. Here comes a spear. Weak spear. The nice hugging spear. You just gently release them to the ground. Big boot from Sheamus to Edge. He goes out of the ring. Trying to pin Randy Orton. Nope. No good. He had too much time to recover. This is a fun match. I am enjoying myself. Ooh, Edge pulling Randy Orton out of the ring. No one's used weapons yet, so good restraint by them in this no DQ match. Here comes Sheamus behind Orton. Sheamus thrown over the announce table. Looks like it was hitting Stryker and Cole. Weak looking spear on the outside. Yeah, R-Truth, the Evan Bourne, and the new foundation, or the New Heart Foundation, hanging out. And here's the Nexus. They're attacking. I guess that's why these guys were watching this in their weird setup. Yay, the Nexus. Yeah, Heath Slater, get him. Screw your TV. There's Ryback before he became Ryback. Justin Gabriel was there. Michael Tarver, all the folk. And I guess that was put on the big screen so Cena could watch. Michael, where you at? Michael Cole getting medical attention, I guess. So he's not a heel yet. I don't know what's happening right now. And here comes the Nexus. They just threw that ladder. How dare you? That's a quality piece of equipment you are throwing around. Explosion just happened for no reason. Cena beating up the Nexus members. Let's see, we got Slater. Looks like I saw Gabriel in there. Ryback. There's Wade Barrett getting beaten up by Edge. Gabriel. Let's see. Who else? I think I saw Mason Ryan earlier. He now performs Cirque du Soleil. Fun fact. Okay, that was the end of the match also, randomly out of nowhere. Sheamus just pinned Cena and is now running away. He's the new champion, and he just ran away like a weirdo. Yeah, I think that's Mason Ryan in the back left. Gabriel, Slater, Tarver, Mason Ryan, Wade Barrett. Nice, like, weird Superman punch thing, Tarver. Skip Sheffield, later Rhino. Feed him some more. Big meat hook clothesline. Get him up, get him up, get him up! And is that Darren Young? In the corner? I don't know. I don't think he was part of it, was he? I don't remember. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. Let's see. Who was part of the Nexus at this point? Let's see. I know Daniel Bryan had been fired at this point. He comes back at he comes back at what was it? SummerSlam. Sheamus somehow got the belt. He's running away from the Nexus. Let's see. Members. Here we go. Yeah, it was Darren Young. I wasn't wrong. Good. And Otunga was there at some point. Oh, yeah, no, it's too early for Mason Ryan, so that was someone else. Who was that? I don't know who that was, then. It was someone, but it wasn't Mason Ryan yet. Because then they'd get Bray Wyatt eventually, but that didn't happen yet. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. That is A-okay. Is that a Daniel Bryan chant I hear? Yes, it is. And the show opens on John Cena in the middle of the ring, beaten up. There's the logo. What fun. So yeah, that was Fatal 4-Way. The ending of the match, I didn't remember that happening. I knew Sheamus was going to leave the match as the champion. I just completely forgot how. So that was a fun match, actually. You know what? In honor of Fatal 4-Way, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. I was gonna give it 4, but I don't think it was that good. The guys in there, they all worked well with each other, but I don't think they meshed very well in the Fatal 4-Way environment. But other than that, quality match, and I'd recommend you go watch it, because why not? I think the other Fatal 4-Way involved CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Jack Swagger, and I believe the Big Show. And I believe they did use weapons in that match. I don't remember, though. But that's pretty much it for this. Thank you for listening to my concerns and enjoying this match with me. So if you want to support the podcast, you can like it. You can like this video, subscribe to the podcast. You can check out our Facebook, Screwjob Podcast on Facebook, Twitter at Screwjob Podcast, patreon.com/Screwjob Podcast. And remember, I don't know, something about Fatal 4-Way. Let me come up with a catchy ending. Once you go 4-way, you can't go back way? Doesn't matter. Listen to the podcast. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.